Good day, you welcome to agricultural series on the Adulam platform. I'll be your tutor for the day. My name is Abdusalam. With our agricultural series, we hope to give you some tutorials on how to get straight A's in your WAEC and NECO SSC exams. So as we move forward, I would like to define what is agriculture. And as you may know, agriculture can be defined in so many ways. As far as some certain keywords are being put in place. So I would like to define mine, which is in front of me here. Agriculture is simply defined as the art and science or management that deals with the cultivation of crops and the rearing of animals for man use. In other words, agriculture is defined as a deliberate effort made by man to till the soil, cultivate crops, and rear animals for food and other purposes. And most importantly, land is the major thing needed in agriculture, because without land there is no rearing of animal, no cultivation of land. So land is the major important thing we need in agriculture. So the major keywords we need while defining agriculture: one is cultivation. One is cultivation, rearing of animals for man use, the soil, the cultivation of crops, and the produce itself is a major key, is the end product of agriculture. Then the branches of agriculture can be classified into the following: animal science, production, animal health or veterinary medicine, soil science, crop production, which is agronomy or study of crops, crop pathology, which is study of crop diseases, entomology, which is study of pests of crops, agricultural economics and farm management, agricultural engineering, agricultural extension and education, forest and wildlife conservation, fishery, apiculture, which is bee farming, agriculture or snailry, which is snail farming. Animal science production deals with pure production of animal for man use or for commercial purposes. Then when we come to soil science, has to deal with the type of soil you need for your cultivation, which is either the loamy soil, the clay soil, or the sandy soil, and in which we know clay soil is a major soil used for agricultural purposes. And when we come to agriculture, which is snail farming, mostly farmers do farm snail for its nutrition, but for its nutrient purposes, and we could have also fishery there, which teach us how to rear fish for man use and the rest. Forest and wildlife conservation need to do with wild animals in the forest, in which we need to reserve for tourist attraction and the rest. Agricultural extension and education has to do with agricultural experts who goes to rural environment to educate our farmers on how to apply pesticides and other agricultural practices. Agricultural engineering needs to do with the technical know-how about agriculture, how implements are being used and repaired on the farm, and the major key in which they need and the major thing in which they need in which they need to know about storage and the rest. Agricultural accounts and farm management need to do with farm records, how to maintain your farm and get everything straight. So importance of agriculture, they are being classified into three. One is to individual or farmers, the other one is to society or community, while the third one is to the nation. So the major one is to individual or farmers, which is agriculture provide food for man, provide materials and shelter, clothing materials, employment, and source of income to farmer. While to society or community, development of towns, in which if there is farming anywhere, actually we believe there will be good road, there will be pipe-borne water, it will be open to people because people will need to come there to purchase some produce and the likes. Then recreation and tourism. People would like to come and visit the farm to know what's going on there and the rest. Then to the nation, the third importance of agriculture, which is to the nation, it serves as a source of foreign exchange for crops like cocoa, timber, and the rest can be used as foreign exchange by any government of a nation. Then provision of market for industrial goods, then generation of revenue, raw material production for industries. Then agriculture has problem. Then the major problems of agricultural development in Nigeria is one, inadequate land or land tenure system. Then second is inadequate finance or credit facility. The third is poor transportation system, and the fourth is inadequate storage and processing facilities. The fifth is inadequate farm inputs. The next is inadequate basic amenities like pipe-borne water, roads, and the rest. Then poor marketing system has to do with unavailability of where the farmer needs to market his produce for sales. The inadequate agricultural education and extension officers are people who need to educate people on how to make their farm, on how to practice agriculture. The problem of pests and diseases need to be coped with. Unpredictable climate. Major types of agricultural practices they are being classified into two, which is subsistence agriculture and commercial agriculture. The subsistence agriculture is defined as the type of agriculture which is concerned with the production of food by a farmer to feed himself and his family. It is also known as a small-scale farming, which is mostly less than just a plot, maybe behind houses and the rest. Then commercial agriculture is defined as the type of agriculture which is concerned with the production of goods, animal and cash crops in large quantities for sale. Roles of government and non-governmental organization in agricultural development. One will be role of governmental agencies in agricultural development. Government provide funds or financial assistance to farmers. The establishment of agricultural programs such as Operation Feed the Nation, which gives soft loans to farmers, provide fertilizers and the rest. The roles of non-governmental organizations in agriculture. They assist in rural development, research to improve development, they fund research, they empower farmers. Roles of science and technology in agriculture. One, implement of machinery, pest and diseases control, animal and plant breeding, animal nutrition, transport network, processing machines, provision of storage facilities, weather and climate, development of fertilizers, farm building and structures, irrigation practices, and as you may see, technology has really improved agriculture as it has given it a new direction. For instance, in animal science, you can see there is now what we call crossbreeding of animals, whereby you have an animal which is resistant to diseases. You can crossbreed it with another one which is less resistant and make it more stronger against diseases. Then implement a machinery. With technology, we now have tractors which can move implements apart from the hoe and cutlasses that are basically used for agriculture. Then irrigation practices. Irrigation has made us to be able to practice agriculture throughout the year, in which we can now apply artificial water. We don't have to wait for rainy season to farm. Then farm building and structures serve as such as silos, rhombus, which serve as our storage for agricultural produce. We don't have to sell at once for the to be scared of maybe waste and the rest. Then processing machines with technology was able to provide us with some processing machines which way the farmer don't have to be scared after production at the end of harvest. You can process and keep it for long. Hope that's all for the role of science and technology in agriculture. Then agriculture, we have agricultural laws and reforms, which has to do with the land tenure system. Land tenure system is defined as the system of land ownership or acquisition by individual, family, community, or government agencies, either for temporary use or permanent use. Classification of land tenure system: we have the communal land tenure system, we have land tenure system by inheritance, by leasehold, land tenure system by tenancy, by purchase of or freehold. We have by gift or pledge, and we have at the will of government. Government can decide to just give you a certain land at a certain price for some certain numbers of years just to be used for agricultural purposes. Then the communal land tenure system has to do with a land that belongs to the community. The community head can just decide to in which any member of the community can decide to use, so far as is a member of the community, just for agricultural purposes. Then land tenure system by inheritance has to do with a family land in which maybe father passed to his children as it was passed to him by his own ancestors and the rest. The land tenure system by tenancy has to do with a form of land tenure in which you need to pay some token in order to use the land for agricultural purposes and the rest. The reason why government should enforce the land use legislation and rules. Land use legislations are some certain laws that have been put in place in order to maintain and secure the uses of land, mostly in Nigeria. Security of tenure, ensuring proper land use, government projects, land improvement, influence on size of holdings, freedom of enterprise, control of production, land litigation. For instance, I will take control of production. If government can enforce that law, control of land production, so some farmers won't be able to overuse the land, because as we may all know, land appreciates and it depreciates, mostly in agriculture. Maybe a land is meant to be used for maize farming, and freedom of enterprise is also a form of land tenure system. Government may decide to use a particular land for project and in which has already been rented to a farmer, but when there is a law governing the land or governing that particular portion of land in which an individual rents from the government, there should be proper accountability for that and the rest. I think we should be able to move forward. I would like to introduce you further to agricultural ecology. I would like to define what is agricultural ecology. Agricultural ecology can simply be defined as the study of crop, plants, and farm animals in relation to the environment. Ecology is derived from the Greek word oix, which means home or dwelling place. In other words, agricultural ecology can be defined as the field of study which deals with the relationship of living organisms with one another and with the environment in which they live. And as we may move forward, branches of ecology is being divided into two main branches, which is horticology and syncology. Horticology is concerned with the study of an individual organism or a single species of organism and its environment. For example, the study of a single cattle and its environment. Then syncology is concerned with the study of interrelationship between groups of organisms or species of organisms living together in an area. For example, the study of different fishes in a fish pond in relation to the aquatic environment. I think that will be all for ecology. And if we may move forward, I would like to introduce you also to ecosystem, as we may. Although ecosystem is refers to a community of crop, plants, and farm animals functioning together with their non-living environment. In other words, ecosystem consists of living factors, which are plants and animals, interacting with the non-living factor in a farm environment. It should be noted that the farm ecosystem is a natural unit in which there is an interaction between all living organisms called biotic factor and non-living organism called abiotic factor within a farm environment or habitat. Thank you for listening. As we've come to the end of today's class, in case there's anything which is not clear, there's a comment section below. You can just drop your questions for us there, in which we'll get back to you, and there's going to be some quiz questions by this side also. Thank you.